Good afternoon, my otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your dark masked diva. Today I'd like to talk about people who bother you online. Now, I'm not talking about trolls. I'm talking about people that just give you a hard time. I'm specifically talking about people who actually know you. People who are on your friends list. People that you actually interact with on a regular basis. Now, I'm talking about people who are not trolls because they're not getting on there to specifically incite you to get mad at them. I'm talking about they just have an agenda because they're upset. Okay, so they're not getting on there to make you mad on purpose, okay? I'm talking about people who are not right from within. Okay, so the first type of people I'm talking about are people with a political agenda. Okay, so these are people who they might be getting on there and you might have a similar, say like, political view as them, but you're not as extreme as them. So they might be calling you like a bigot or something like that because you're not completely on the bandwagon with them about something. Okay, so they might be giving you a hard time because you're not completely on their agenda. Okay, so there are people that are just going to give you a hard time. Alright, so here's the thing. This is kind of what I do because I'm on Quora, and there are a lot of people on Quora who are pushing political agendas. Okay, so there are some things I believe in and some things I don't believe in, and I am nice to people, but then there's a certain point where, I don't believe in certain things, so I'm not going to go along with everything, right? So what I do is I answer questions that some people have, but what I do is right now I disable comments because there's always some troublemaker who comes along and they want to disagree with me. And I do air quotes with disagree because they just want to say some uncalled for thing, right? And when, it's an uncalled for thing, so it's disrespectful and it's misinformed, and I consider it under the category of ignorant comment, okay? Just something that I really don't need under my answer. My answer was sufficient. They don't need to say things. They don't need to call me names. They don't need to do things like that. So I just answer the question for the person that posed the question. I just put my answer, and it doesn't need a bunch of comments under it. So I disable comments. So if people liked it, they can like it. And if they dislike it, they're welcome to also dislike it, right? And I get, paid for likes and stuff like that, and I get paid for answering it. I get paid for, paying attention to it, and for people liking it and finding it informative and stuff like that, right? So I'm on there. I'm a paid contributor now, so that's one of my jobs and everything. So, there's also people on social media who, they want to tell you that they don't like your memes, or they don't like the things that you say. Okay, this is really sad, but sometimes you have to, and this really hurts my feelings, I'm going to be honest, but sometimes you have to say goodbye to certain people because they tell you they don't like the things you post. Okay, well, they're welcome to be a grown adult and just keep scrolling if they don't like it, right? But, they might say the things you post are an abomination, or, the things you post are wrong, or what. They can just keep scrolling if they don't like it, or they can push that little X, I don't want to see this. There is that option. I don't want to see this kind of thing. Or they can snooze you, or they can do whatever if they don't like the things you're posting, or they can unfriend you. I mean, there's always that option too. If they decide that you're just not their cup of tea anymore, they can just stop following you. But instead they decide to tell you, that you're this, you're that, and you're not a true follower of God, or you're like a bad person of some sort or another. Sometimes you just have to lovingly say goodbye to that person. And I've had to do that before. I've had to say, the things you're saying to me are very disrespectful, and I'm afraid we can't be friends anymore. I'm going to have to lovingly say goodbye to you now. And I've had to say that to people. It looks like we just don't see eye to eye on things anymore, and I'm going to lovingly have to say goodbye. It was really nice knowing you for the time that we've known each other, but it just looks like we can't be friends anymore. And, lovingly say goodbye to these people. Okay? Just say, it looks like we have too many differences of opinion. And be the bigger person. Okay? So maybe they'll see the error of their ways, like, oh wow, like, Juliana did not act like a total jerk to me. She was just completely nice to me about this. Maybe I shouldn't have acted that way. And now, personally, when people do that kind of stuff to me, I don't want them talking to me anymore after that, because they disrespected me. I will be kind to them, but I don't just unfriend them, I block them. Because I just don't want to hear from them again, I'll be honest. So, here's the way I feel about these people that do things like that just feel the way like they need to tell you that you're wrong, call you a bigot, and stuff like that because you don't agree with them. Okay? Tell you that you're going to hell and all this other stuff. Okay, here's the thing. People like that, they feel ineffectual. Okay, this is how I feel about those people. They feel like they're not contributing to society, and chances are they're not. Okay, they may not be employed. They may be sitting around their house, and they're not doing anything that makes them really feel happy. They're not happy about how their lives are going. They probably feel uncomfortable in their own skin. Like, some people don't really like who they are. And it's really sad. I mean, really think about it. Like, some people really haven't accepted who they are. They don't like maybe their age. They don't like their gender. They just don't like the way they look. A lot of people really don't like the way they look. Okay? Maybe when they were growing up, they were given a lot of really negative feedback about who they were as people. Like, not all of us were like treated with self-esteem. Not everybody has like pretty privilege. Not everybody has race privilege. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those like bleeding heart liberal people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that a lot of people were not given a message that they were okay when they were growing up. All right, and people who are not given a message that they were okay tend to do stuff like this. Okay, they tend to like try to tell other people that they're not okay, and it's because those people feel like they aren't okay. So they feel like they aren't okay, so they're trying to tell you that you're not okay. And the thing is, if you're minding your own business and not telling people stuff like that, I mean, you're cool, right? You're not going around trying to make other people feel bad about themselves, right? You're just chilling. Like, you're just doing your own thing. You have your own hobbies. You have your own interests. You're probably trying to generate your own income, right? You're adding value to society. So you don't feel the need to tell other people that they're bad, that they're wrong. Okay, well, these people don't have that going on. Okay, they don't feel okay about themselves, and they're not really doing anything with their lives. That's why they're acting like that. They're really not adding value to society. They're really not adding value to themselves, and that's why they're doing this. Okay, so you have to kind of like, I'm not telling you to feel bad for them, because I really don't feel sorry for people that try to spread badness, but what you do is you just kind of like, you just block and delete. Okay, you don't really need to feel the need to keep people like that around. You know, you lovingly say goodbye, and you just, you know, you cut out bad things from your life, and they're bad things. Okay, you don't let diseases spread. So you don't have to be mean about it. Okay, because they have enough bad in their lives. They are vibrating super low. Okay, and they are just attracting bad things in their life, right? It's so you just gotta, close that chapter, keep them from bothering you, and move on. All right, so it makes me sad, but I'm just to the point where I have to disable comments now, because if I don't, I get a whole slew of them saying the most god-awful, ridiculous things to me, and I'm just kind of like, you've never had a job before, have you? It's really obvious. And some people, you guys, are very confused, very uncomfortable with themselves. Okay, they make statements that absolutely don't make sense. Okay, and you can tell the level of projection is very strong. And people who try to tell you that you're wrong morally, you can tell that they feel bad about themselves and they're trying to make up for whatever they feel like they've done wrong. It's really sad. So you have to just keep it out of your life, and you have to keep doing whatever you're doing right, and you have to just get away from it. Okay, because just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing the good things you're doing, and know that they're coming from a place of lack. Okay, and whenever there's a place of lack, there's a huge void. Okay, there's a bunch of space around them, and it's leaving them feeling incredibly insecure, and it's a sad state. So you can send them good energy, you could pray for them, but that's just where they're at in life. And it seems like there's a lot of that going around lately, and the more you're online, the more you're going to see it. So I just wanted you to know that, and just stay strong, and I will see you in the next content. I love you all. Bye bye.